So that's now 3 games in and 3 clean sheets, getting a 3-0 victory over St Mirren today in Paisley. The season's ramping up, and so are we, so stay tuned, make sure you subscribe. Alright, let's get on to today's game. Let's start with the lineup. I think everyone was a bit surprised to see Kun on the bench. It was good to see not Hatari, what's his name? Kyogo. That's the one. It's good to see Kyogo was on the bench as well, back from injury, and both of them actually got some game time. So apparently Kun didn't train this week due to a back injury, so I think it was more just precautionary that he was on the bench today, but it's a good sign that they both actually came on and you wouldn't have known that they had any injuries. Kyogo didn't look like he missed a step. He definitely made a big difference from what we got from Idah, but we'll talk about that in a minute. And again, Kun continued his attacking threat with another assist. The only other real thing of note for the lineup was probably that Iwata wasn't anywhere to be seen. So I'm not sure what's happening there. There's no rumours that he's leaving. Haven't heard anything about injuries. But let's get to our new signing, sort of. Bernardo. A lot of talk was around Bernardo because he's getting his start. Shouldn't really be a big deal, but I think it's just with everything happening around Matt O'Reilly. I think microscope was a little bit more on Bernardo today. I think he played really well. He had a shot in the first half I was very impressed with. The ball came across and he didn't hesitate. He just booted the crap out of it on target. Unfortunately, it was deflected for a corner, but that's something I wanted to see, is more decisive attack. If you get an opening, take a shot and get it on target. The more of that we do, the more chances we get. As we see later on, Rio Tate had the same thing. Daisen Maeda heads it back to him, it falls to him open, doesn't hesitate, just takes one shot, and that one goes in. So that's something I think we were kind of missing a little bit, but love seeing more of that, please. Speaking of Rio Tate, I feel like he's in his best form. I don't know, I think we need to see a bit more consistency over the next couple of games, but I feel like this is probably the best we've seen him, which is good. It's like he's stepping up with Matt going. He got man of the match today. I think he had a decent game. And let's get to Adam Idah. Now, if we didn't have Adam Idah on loan last year, so we could actually see him play, if this was a new signing that just came in last week as our second starting striker, I would be, and I'm pretty sure most of you would be like, what the hell are we doing? Who is this? Get him out the door. He started a little bit rusty. I think he needs a goal. He was making some decent runs. I don't think the weather was helping, but yeah, he just couldn't find a shot. I think he's predominantly right-footed, and a lot of the through balls were going on his left. I don't think he was judging the ball in that weather. Just not a good game from Idah, but we saw him play last year. Let's hope that he can just shake off the rust and come back better. The good thing was Kyogo came off the bench, so we don't have to rely on him next game. Kyogo looks fit, and will be, hopefully, Kyogo can start next game. Hopefully we were just holding him off, getting a little bit of time for this game so he can start next game, because at current form, Idah is not ready to start, in my opinion. When we got our first corner, something looked out of place. I was like looking at Taylor taking it, and I was like, something's not right here. And then I remembered, oh, Matt O'Reilly normally takes our corners. I was like, just little things that you just you take for granted. But yeah, Taylor was on corners for the first half, and then in the second half, it was Bernardo. So I wonder if there's a little bit of competition going on to see who's going to be our corner taker. That would be interesting. We don't think we got any free kicks, but that would be interesting as well, because Matt Riley was one of our free kick takers. So it'll be interesting to see who we rotate around in that position as well. Same with penalties. Like, Matt Riley done a lot for us, so we will miss him all over the park. So it'll be interesting to see who other players are that can kind of step up and take over all these little roles that where he brought so much value. Now, a couple of controversial calls that people will probably be talking about. I am not going to waste a lot of time on it. The penalty calls. The first one, I didn't really think it was a penalty. I just look at it and go, if that went against us, would I be happy? And I'd be like, no. The second one possibly could have been. I don't know if it'd be hard to overturn when Maida gets up and has a really good shot at goal. Is that playing the advantage? But then they came back and looked at the penalty. If Maida didn't get up, would it have been a penalty? If Maida scored, would it then be brought back and given as a penalty then? Because, like, I don't know. I'm not going to dwell on it too much. I'm going to look at the positives and say I'm just glad VAR made quick decisions and we weren't sitting waiting 5 minutes and then bringing people over and all that sort of crap that we did last year. That was just boring. But let's just hope like there's a little bit of consistency. They weren't given, so alright. I don't think there was anything that was just like this was definitely 100% a penalty. So at least there's not penalties for nothing given away. That's something that annoyed me last year. We just want to see consistency across the board, no matter who's playing, no matter what's going on. I think I'm just not as bothered with it now because we won 3-0. If that was a 0-0 game, I think people would probably be jumping up and down a little bit more. But on the positive, VAR is not a story like it was last year. It felt like there was 3 teams. It was Celtic, the opposition, and the referees and VAR. There was all the discussion. Now we don't seem to be talking about it as much. Ironically, that's what I'm talking about, but in a more positive light. So this is the first game post Matt O'Reilly era. We're playing very well. I don't think there was any real slip this game without Matt. It's hard to tell because there was a few passes going awry. I think it was more to do with the weather. So let's hope we can keep up the consistency. We're pretty much like cruising through these games. I don't feel like we're struggling at all. I mean, we haven't conceded a goal yet in the league. We did have that one, but that was in the cup, which was a bit of a outlier anyway. But yeah, this is the week. Next game, Rangers. So I'm going to have a busy week. That's why I'm getting this one out of the way quickly, so I can focus on making my Rangers video. It's going to take me a little bit more time and editing because I've got some stuff planned for it. So make sure you're subscribed so you can see when that gets put up. And then we'll have our transfer news. As soon as I see something, if something happens, I'll post something. And then we'll have our preview for the Rangers game and predict the lineups, blah, blah, blah. So subscribe to the channel so you can get notified when all that crap happens. Alright. Good game. See you soon.